welcome to episode 6 of my podcast all about knitting, crocheting and all the crafty things called Tales of Yarnia. My name is Hannah. I'm coming to you from Cheltenham in the UK, which is where I live with my other half Jimmy and our Labrador Jonah. I just wanted to say thank you so much to any new viewers who wanted to give my podcast a try. I hope you enjoy it and come back for future episodes as well. And also thank you to all of my returning viewers. I can't believe that people are coming back to watch more and more episodes, and I hope you're enjoying watching as much as I'm enjoying chatting to you. So, on to stuff about the Yarnia cowl. I have opened up the FO thread in the Ravelry group. So we have actually got a few people posting their finished socks now, which is really exciting. I'm really enjoying seeing what you're all making and the different colourways you're using, especially the holly socks. I think they've been probably most popular so far for the cowl. But yeah, as I've said before, you can knit any of my sock patterns and join in. I think the deadline is the 31st of March, so you've still got plenty of time if you want to join in for a chance to win some of those gorgeous prizes I showed on the last episode. So yeah, if you wanted to see the prizes, it's episode 5 on my YouTube channel. So yeah, right, so I've got a couple of FOs to show you. One is going to be quite obvious because I'm currently wearing it, and this is my latest shawl design, the Honeycomb Shawl. It's in a DK weight yarn. It's currently being test knit. I've got some lovely people test knitting this for me at the moment. So I'm hoping to get it released maybe April or May, but I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, it's this huge, I'll stand up to show you a second. It is this huge DK weight shawl. It uses around 700 to 800 grams of DK yarn, and it is so soft and squishy. And you can see this is like how far it comes down when I'm wearing it, and it's all bunched up, keeping me cozy, although it's quite warm in here today, so I'm gonna probably take it off in a minute. But yeah, it's super cozy. You've got different textures. Yeah, here's a couple. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's really warm and cozy. I'll take it off to show you as well, because I'm getting pretty warm. Right, so this, oh, I'm not even going to be able to show it. This is how big it is. So yeah, it's a usual triangular shawl, and it's so huge and squishy. I love it. The two colours I use, I know I've said it before, but I'll just go over it again because I think there's been quite a few new viewers recently. This beautiful colour is the it's Pacala alpaca yarn in her DK singles base. And the colourway is Bloom for this one. So you can see it's all the colours there. And then the other colourway I used for the sort of honeycomb section is Utiku yarns, which is something I've got in New Zealand. And that's it's a bit more of a rustic yarn than the Pacala alpaca is so soft. This one is slightly more rustic, and it's really softened up after I just gave it a soak. Once I finished the shawl, I gave it a soak. I haven't stretched it out or blocked it because I wanted it to keep its bounce and the volume that the yarn has got from the textures. But this one I did notice when I was knitting with it. It did make my hands really dry, which I've never had with a yarn before, but it's 100%, I think it was Corriedale. But it's really soft now that I've blocked it, but it's It did make my hands very dry. So lots of moisturiser was needed for that. Right, so I'll just put this to one side now because I can't wear it at the moment. It's too warm. So then there's two other, well, they're sort of two FOs. They are two. There's two FOs, but they're the same pattern. So I will get these. I have made two little baby hats. They're in the newborn size. The pattern that I've used, I'll just show you one at a time, is the Easy Peasy Newborn Sock Hat by Kerry McKiernan on Ravelry. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it is so simple and quick to knit. So you can sort of see it's got this cute rolled edge, and then you just knit up, and then you've got some decreases, and then you make this cute little baby antenna. Is all I can describe that as. But yeah, it's really cute. So I've made these because there's a couple of people at my work who are going to be having babies soon. So I've sort of started some sort of tradition where whoever has a baby at work, I have to knit something for them. So they're going to be getting baby hats. I'll have to see if I can maybe do some socks to go along with them as well. So, but yeah, these used only about 16 grams of fingering weight yarn. So I just used like scraps I had from sock projects. So this one is, I think it's fondant fibre in the Walk in the Woods colourway. And it's really pretty. Is it focusing? Yeah, I really love this. And both of the babies, it sort of had to try and be gender neutral colours, because we don't know, they don't know if they're having boys or girls. So both of them I had to try and pick gender neutral colours. So I think girls can wear sort of like blues and purples and greens, and boys. So that one should be alright. And I think this one's a bit crazier with the colours. But I don't think you'd say that that was specifically for boys or girls. So because of the yellows and purples and reds, I think those could all be for either gender. So hopefully you all agree with me on that one. But this one is in Hey J yarn, which I actually won in a giveaway last year. And I absolutely love it. I think the colourway is Cake or Birthday Cake or something. I couldn't quite make it out on the label, but she has so many different gorgeous colourways. You should definitely go check out her shop. So that's Hey J yarn, it's this one. And I think I made some speckled space socks with the rest of the ball last year, and they worked up really, really well. They were really fun knit. So yeah, that's that. So oh, also I did want to say these tie in quite well with a recent CAL that's been announced on one of the podcasts that I watched. I think Tommy from Squirrel Pie Productions has just announced she's going to be doing a CAL for anything you want to knit for kids or children or babies. So I think it's basically any non-adult garments or accessories. And I think she's calling it the Kid Along. So yeah, if you're knitting any baby stuff, you should go check out her podcast. Because I think she's only just started the CAL, and it's going to be running for a little while. So yeah, that ties in quite well. Because I've just knit these up, so that should be really good. And yeah, I think she's running the CAL because she's recently announced that she's expecting a baby. So congratulations if she watches this. So yeah, it's really exciting. So it's a good excuse to start knitting for babies and kids and just friends that have got babies and kids, because I haven't got any, but I've got friends who are starting to have babies now, so yes. Right, so then that's all of my FOs for this episode. I've got one whip at the moment, and you're probably going to know what this is already because I have been posting about it on Instagram. It's living, I should stop every time, but I really love it. So this is living in my narwhal bag, which is from Emerald Fibres. She has an Etsy shop, and I absolutely love it. Drawstring bag, really sturdy handle, really sturdy construction. So I'll show you what's inside the bag. Right, so this is my Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and I think I've made quite a bit of progress since the last time I showed this. It's got dog hair attached to it, which shows up because it's a dark colour. Right, so here is where I am up to. So I have split for the sleeves, which I'm really excited about. Let me try and show this a bit better. So, can you see how beautiful this is? I mean, that lace panel, it's just gorgeous. And then onto some of the colour work. I know it's a bit scrunched up at the moment, so it doesn't really look like a sweater because I'm only about 6 rows into the body. So, but yeah, if you can see my unicorn stitch marker, the top of that there, that's where I was the last time I showed this. And I've done all of that since, so I'm really pleased with that. And this is actually the only thing I'm working on at the moment. I wanted to get through the lace and the colour work so that I can just do the more simple body texture, which does have little cross cables in. I don't know if you'll be able to see these yet because I've only just done the first ones. But there is a little texture in the body of the sweater, so yeah, so exciting. I just love it. So yeah, the yarns I'm using, not sure if I've mentioned that yet, I'm using as the main dark blue, that's a travel knitter yarn. I think it's just a 100% merino base, but it's in a colourway which I think was a one of a kind when I got it. So I don't know, I think she does do similar colourways, and all of her colours are absolutely gorgeous, so you can't really go wrong whatever you pick from her shop. And then the colour I've used for the lace and the colour work is fondant fibre in the jasmine scented evening colourway, and that's on her MCN base, which I think it might be the Austin base. So yeah, the only thing that I'm concerned about with the way I've knit this is the colour work here seems to be bunching up a little bit, and I think I managed to knit the blue stitches tighter, so it's making the other stitches, the lighter coloured ones, bunch up together. If you can see, it's kind of bunching a bit. I'm hoping when I come to block it that will be okay, but if anyone's got any advice on that or any insight they can share, then please do, because that's my only concern so far, that the way I was holding the yarn to do the colour work, I've managed to make one colour tighter than the other. But when I stretch it out, it does stretch out and sort of looks like more normal, I think. So I don't know if anyone else has knit the sweater and had the same issue, or any colour work, because this is my first colour work sweater. I don't know very much about it, so I'm a bit of a beginner at colour work. So, but yeah, you can sort of see when I stretch it out, sort of looks normal. So yeah, let me know if you have any tips or ideas about that. Yeah, seeing the inside of it all now, which looks a mess, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, Zweig sweater, really enjoying it, really fun knit, and I really enjoyed the lace panel, but I am glad I'm now onto the more mindless body of the sweater, because I do want a bit more mindless knitting that I can just sit in front of the TV and work on. So yeah, that's that. So that is the only whip that I've got to show you at the moment, because I'm being quite monogamous with my knitting for a change, which is a bit new. So I'm giving that a go. So on to acquisitions in a minute. I'm just gonna have some coffee. So the first acquisition that I've got is a skein of beehive yarns, and this is on her Priscilla base, which is the single ply fingering weight, and it's 100 grams, and you get 366 meters or 400 yards, depending on which measurement you prefer. It's the Sandpiper colourway. So I bought this with a future project in mind. It's so gorgeous. Right, I need to show you some of these speckles. So, can you see? So I'll show you. I absolutely love this colourway. I'll just move that down. You can see more of it. So it's sort of like a mostly neutral with these really rich speckly tones. It's sort of like a really deep brown with speckles of grey as well, and other little bits of pops of colour, and I absolutely love it. So I did buy this to go specifically with one of the yarn that I've got in my stash, which I've got here. Excuse me. So the other yarn that I already have is by Purple Lanes, and that is, what's it called? I've forgotten. I bought this last year. I think it's the Rochus colour, and this is the single ply from her shop as well. So I bought this last year, just thinking I love the colour, and didn't have an idea of what to do with it, but I thought these two would go really well together for a future shawl design that I've got an idea of. So I'm thinking maybe sort of more of they're more autumnal, wintry colours, so maybe later in the year. But I just thought they look really nice together. So yeah, really exciting. Really pleased with this. Yeah, so those some of the acquisitions. I keep saying this, but I have been really bad recently. I just keep ordering yarn, and I don't seem to have that thing in the back of my head that tells me to not do it. I just keep thinking, yeah, I'm just going to buy it. I'm just going to do it. It's really bad. So yeah. Then so the other order I had was I basically had a look at the alpaca shop, and when at the time that I ordered the yarn to make the shawl, there was another colourway in her DK Singles base that I had my eye on, and I didn't let myself buy all of that at once because I didn't have an idea of a design or project for the other colourway. So I didn't buy it at the time, and I've been thinking about that yarn ever since, and I keep checking her shop, seeing if she's got it in stock, and then I do that thing of adding it to my basket in Etsy and then taking it out the basket, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't buy it, and I'm like, put it in the basket because I really want it. And that's been going on for weeks. Like, I'm a crazy person about this yarn. So in the end, I've ordered it because I thought I can think of a shawl design to use it for at some point, and I'm going to be gutted if it sells and she never makes that colourway again. So I'd had a panic moment and decided I'm just going to buy it, it's going to live in my stash, and I'm just going to look at it and love it forever. So without further ado, this is the yarn that I've ordered and bought, and now it's mine. So this is in the same base, the DK singles, and this colourway is called Shabby Chic. So it's sort of this, would you call it like an antique duck egg blue green is the base colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then these pops of blue and purple, and these are my favourite colours. I'm on a real purple kick at the moment, so it's just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I've got two of those, so hopefully future shawl design. I seem to have all of the shawl ideas at the moment. And yeah, there's her label. Pack out that alpaca. I think I've got her card here as well, hang on. Yes, I've got her card here. And she said this is like a postcard. So yeah, I seem to be obsessed with her yarn. That wasn't the only thing I ordered from her either. So I saw that she posted this colourway on Instagram, and it is called Belle Epoque, I think. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It was the pops of the pinks with this rustic, I don't know what you call it, but it's like more earthy tones with this pink. Just, I love it. I saw it on her Instagram, and she'd shown a knitted up swatch of it, and the way it knits up looks absolutely gorgeous, and I thought it would just make the most beautiful pair of socks. So yeah, this is in her 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon base, and that's 100 grams, 464 yards. So yeah, decent amount of yardage. And it's really squishy. It feels really bouncy, and really, it doesn't feel like it's too heavy. It feels quite light and bouncy, and you can sort of see there the squish factor that this yarn has. So yeah, that's the other one I got. And then she also sent me, which was really kind, a mini skein. This little guy, and this is her Wine by the Sea colourway, which is really pretty. I'll show you up close. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm thinking that might go into my crochet granny stripe blanket, which I haven't worked on for ages, but I'm feeling like I've got a lot of things I want to add into it recently. I've got quite a few mini skeins that are sort of like hanging around that I'm thinking might go really nicely in that. So, and I do want to have a blanket at some point, so I probably should keep working on it every now and then if I want to have a finished project at the end of it. So yeah, can't wait to add that into my blanket. It's going to be gorgeous. Thank you so much, Soa, for including this. It's really cute. So yay, I'm sure I'll be back for more yarn at some point. I can't seem to stay away from her shop. And I think she's now got another 40% off sale in the shop, which she announced on Instagram. I think it was yesterday. So yeah, you should go and check that out because her yarn is gorgeous and amazing. So yeah, go check out her shop. I'm going to put a link to it in the YouTube notes. I don't know if I mentioned, but everything that I talk about, I will try and add a link to their shop or Instagram or whatever in the down bar. So yeah. The only other thing, I have got another acquisition. It's not really an acquisition because it's a subscription. So the latest issue of Pom Pom Quarterly arrived. So I thought I'd just quickly show you that. This is the cover. So this is issue 24, which is the spring 2018 issue. And look at that sweater. Looks so pretty. The other things I wanted to show, there's a couple of things which I really like the look of. One is sort of like a t-shirt sweater. Just that there. I think that's in a fingering weight yarn. But I just really like the cable detail and this texture at the top. I just think it looks really, really cute. So that's one thing I've got my eye on. There's more of a close-up of it there. What's it called, that one? It's called Waffle, I think. I think each of the designs in this issue is based on a different stamp. So there's the stamp for that one that it's based on. And then the other one I really liked is this one here. I think that's in a sport weight yarn. It's called Vita de V, and then there's the stamp that it's based on. So, yeah, I just really love looking through this. Some more pictures of that there. Those were the two main designs, patterns that like stick out at me, because I'm not really into all of the colour work. Like I do like some of the colour work designs. Like obviously there's a spike because there's not too much involved, and I don't feel that confident with colour work at the moment. So, but yeah, there's some really, really gorgeous things in here. Definitely recommend having a look. So yeah, that's that. One other thing I wanted to talk about was I've recently discovered quite a few new podcasts, and I'm really enjoying a couple of them, so I just wanted to share them with you. One is, I think I've already mentioned her earlier on in the podcast, because she's doing the Kid Along Cal, and that's Tommy of Squirrel Pie Productions. I've recently discovered her podcast, but I think she's been podcasting for ages, but I've only recently, in the last sort of couple of maybe month or so, discovered her episodes, and I'm really enjoying watching. It's really, really nice. I think the projects that she makes are really similar to my sort of taste. She does a lot of sweaters and cardigans, and I just really like her style of talking about them. Just seems like pretty relaxed and chilled out, and yeah, just I think she's quite funny and honest with the way she talks about things, and yeah, just really enjoying her podcast. And the other person I'm enjoying is Jade of the So Perfect Pearls podcast. I think both of them are yarn dyers, and both of them are also seem to be really good spinners, which is like fascinating for me because I don't spin and I have no idea how they make this great big ball of fluff into just like strands of amazing yarn that you can then knit with. I think it's really lovely that they both sort of are really into spinning and then working on projects with the yarn that they've spun themselves. So yeah, I think that's a really nice element to both of their podcasts. And Jade on the So Perfect Pearls one, I really like the segment where she talks about 3 new things about her each episode now, which is really nice. And I feel like it's really nice to you feel like you're getting to know the person more, other than just talking about the yarn. So I think I also share her love of purple, which I think makes me like her podcast more, because the yarns that she dyes, she does a lot of different purples, and sort of mauves and sort of soft colours as well. They're really pretty. So you should definitely check out her podcast as well. She makes some really beautiful things. So yeah, that's, I think, all I've got to talk about today. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I look forward to chatting again with you soon.